Today's video will be about Cryptohopper. I'll answer some of the questions you've been asking me. I'll give you some tricks to make your bot more profitable, and I will also give you a brand new strategy that you've been asking me for the last couple of weeks. Let's start this right now. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As usual, my name is Carl. If you are new to this channel and you like making money in crypto, well, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of my future video. Alright, so today I have a couple of things that I want to cover, so I'll try to make this video as short as possible. So if you don't know what Cryptohopper is, I'll put the link in the description because today I won't cover any of kind of a review of the software. It will be more technical details. So I'll put the link if you want more detail. I will also put a playlist right here on top that will pop up if you want to get more detail about Cryptohopper. First of all, guys, I just want to thank you, everybody. My channel's been growing very fast for the last couple weeks. I'm averaging right now about 150 new subscribers per week. So it's going pretty fast. I'm almost at 1,200 subscribers right now. So I just want to say thanks everyone for supporting my channel. I really appreciate, and in return, trying to deliver the best content as possible. Thank you very much. So I'll start with some of the questions you've been asking me for the last couple weeks, and then we'll review my last strategies that I showed you on the last video. Because then again, there's a couple things that I discovered that I will need to talk to you about so you can learn, understand, and then adjust your setting by your own after. All right, so the first question I'm getting very often, it's when you set up your hopper, and I've been getting a lot of message that you're telling me that your bot is not taking any trade. So there's always a couple place or a couple thing that you need to check to see if your setup is done properly. First of all, you need to know in what kind of market we are right now. So a good thing to do, or a good place to go to, it would be to go to your chart right here and just look for the Bitcoin. So the best way to do that, just go here at the top and find where it says, well, in my case, I deal mostly with US dollar, USDT. So I would go here, USDT, I can just type BTC, and then I go to USDT. And from here, have a glance at the map. So change this, put, let's say 4 hour, and have a look at the map. So right now, if you see that it's going up, well, we are in an uptrend, so it's a good time to do some profit and make a good trade. And if you see the market's been going down for a while, for a couple of days, well, that's probably why your bot haven't taken any position yet. So that's the first thing to check. And after that, go back on your dashboard and look here at the bottom right here and try to see if there are any error coming up from your bot. So if you just put the live feed, you will see, or you can select date and you can see if there's anything wrong with your bot. And one last thing that you can try, if you don't see anything wrong, try to do a manual buy from here. So just select a coin, any one of your lists, and just go, let's say, to market. Just try it, let's say for $20, and place a buy to see if it's working. If it's not working, you will get an error right here, and if it's working, well, it will show up right here at the top. Also about the performance of your return, so the performance of your bot. Some of you have been asking me, and I've been scratching my head about this one. Some of you are saying that you're negative, or you're not getting any trade or anything positive. So I always try to see what could go wrong and what make my setting or my configuration different than yours. And there's two things that I realize. First of all is the exchange. I realize if the exchange doesn't have a very high volume, it will have an impact on your performance. I've been trying Bittrex, and I was not as successful as when I was using Binance, and also Bitfinex. So those two were not getting the result that I was looking for. So the one that I know really work for a fact, it would be Binance, Coinbase, or Kraken. I know those three work very good. And the second thing is the subscription. I never really thought that the subscription itself would make a difference, but it does make a difference. I was testing the strategy that I talked to you about last week on the Explorer, and I can see that the bot was entering the trade sometime just a little bit too late, or it was purchasing the price just too high. So it does make a difference about the Explorer and the Adventure. So I'm assuming when you're using quicker strategies like the one that I showed you in the last couple weeks, those one would work better with the Adventure. But today I'll be talking to you about a brand new strategy that you've been asking me, the Bollinger Band strategy, and that strategy is working fine with the Explorer. It's a little bit slower, it might take a little bit longer, but it's still working. And also what I'll do, starting later this week, I'll upgrade one of my plan and I'll try it on the Hero to see if it does make a difference, because the Explorer, it checks for opportunities every 10 minutes, and then the Adventure check every 5 minutes, and the Hero, it check every 2 minutes. So I want to see if there's a big difference between the 5 and the 2 minute, so the next time I'll have a better conclusion. So those are the two things that I realized that could have an impact on your performance. So if you can, try it, maybe at least to have the Adventure package if you're using any of my strategy that I talked before. But like I said, the one I'll be talking today about, it will work with the Explorer. You might not have as a good result compared to the Adventure package, but I know for a fact it will work. All right, so let's go back to the dashboard so we can see what happened in the last week. So the strategy I talked to you about last week. And by the way, guys, when there will be some change after I record the video, I'll put them under the description, under the video description, and I'll pin the comment so you can see. So if I do any change or something has changed since that video, I will put under the description the change that I did. So in the last video I did say that there was a couple small change that did make the difference. So as you can see right now, all my latest trade was positive. If we go to my history, all of them was positive except right here. I was playing with the trailing stop loss, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I changed the stop loss instead. So my stop loss was at 3%, which doesn't make any sense. So as soon my trade was going below 3%, it was closing. So for this section right here, you can see it's all stop loss, so we can forget about those, but all the rest was all fine positive using the trailing stop loss. So as you can see, they were all working pretty good. So the change I did for this one, so that was the EMA 30 minutes that we set up on the last video. If we go to config, base config, the only thing I changed, it's right here, sell strategy, sell based on strategy. You have to disable that. I just realized by using the strategy didn't make any sense. The strategy was closing the bot, that was closing the trade way too fast, and most of the time, well, a lot of the time you were getting a negative result. So by removing this, it was only selling by the trailing stop loss. So trailing stop loss, I had to reduce it a little bit. I did put 1.5. I did change that. I changed it yesterday, I believe, to 1.2 to see if I would get a better result. So I do get a little bit of better result, but my profit, it's a bit lower now, but at least I'm getting more positive trade. But all the rest was all the same. Stop loss, I put 20%, but like I said, you can put anything like between 15 and 20% just to protect you. But personally, I put it at 20%. Maybe put it, if you don't want to take any risk, try to keep it maybe around 15%. But in my case, just for the sake of it, I decided to try it at 20%. And I don't think the stop loss will kick in very often. It's just as a protection. But that was it. This strategy, I move it to a $19 package, and this is when I realized that I was seeing a difference. I'm still closing positive, but oh my god, it take a lot more time. Like I have, like this one, it's been 23 hours. It's currently on the positive, but I'm still waiting to close. This one, that BTC one, was open like 3 days ago, so I don't think that would have happened if I was on the bigger package. Maybe not, I don't know, but I did realize that my trade was taking a little bit longer to close by using this basic package, the Explorer package on this one. Now, the other thing I want to show you was a brand new strategy. You've been asking me for the last couple weeks a strategy on Bollinger Band. So I've been looking at it, tried to figure it out, and I did come up with something very interesting. But what I decided to do is to go on the marketplace to see what was available. So if we go on the marketplace and we go on the strategies, and I select the free strategies, and there's one called Bollinger. Where are you? Right here, the Bollinger plus the RSI swing. So you can click on it and you can click the download. You can do an auto update if you want to keep it up to date, but all you have to do is to download right here. And when it's download, you can go back and I'll show you. So by default, if you use this strategy the way it is, all you have to do in your setting is to put your take profit at 9%, stop loss 3.5. I think it's a bit low. I would probably put at least 5. Trailing stop loss, they recommend to arm at 3% and put it at 1.5% profit. So that's their recommend setting, but the way it's set up, it's very slow to react. You might get maybe a few trade once in a while, but the profit will be higher. Like they say here, don't expect the strategy to trade every day, rather every 3 to 5 days. So what I did, I modify it a little bit so it can trade a little bit quicker. So let's go back. So once you download it, go back to your dashboard. We'll go to the strategy, and it will be right here, market strategy. So the one you just download, it will be right here. I'll show you that we can do some modification, and then when you save it, when you save the configuration, it will appear here to your strategy. So as you can see, mine is right here. So let's say you go here, you click on it. I'll click on mine. You can leave it the way it is. You don't have to change anything. I checked the configuration and they're just basic configuration, but like I said, the way it's set up, it's a lot slower. So what I did, instead of the believe the 1 hour, it's set up by default. Let me double check. Right now, the original one is, can I see it from here? No, I can't. But I'm pretty sure it's 1 hour. But anyway, what I did, I changed a couple things. So the first thing is the RSI. So everything stayed the same except for this number. Usually it's 30. I just put it to 31. The only reason I did that, it's just to make it a little bit more aggressive. It creates more opportunities to enter a trade, but you can leave it at 30 if you want. But personally, I step it up by 1, and I'll show you on the chart what it does exactly. And I changed the chart period here. Instead, I believe it's 1 hour. I change it to the 15 minute. You can put 15 minute if you want, 30 minute, an hour. If you're just using the basic plan, the basic subscription, so the adventure at $19, probably you can try to maybe increase that to half an hour or an hour. But on the 15 minutes, it's working fine. So just change that 15 minutes. You can change this if you want to 31, but you don't have to, and then just close it. And then same thing, we go to Bollinger Band, everything stay default. The only thing you will change, it's here, the chart period, change it to 15 minute or 30 minute, make sure both match. So if you change this one at 30 minute, well, make sure the other one is also at 30 minute, and then click save. So when it's saved, it will show up under your own strategy. So let me show you what this strategy does exactly. So let's get on the chart. All right, so there we go. So this is the Bollinger Band. To have it or to get it, basically, so this is trading view I'm using. So you go right here, indicator, and you can type Bollinger, so just B-O-L-L, and it will show up right here, Bollinger Band. I have a little star on it, so all I have to do personally, I just have to go to indicator, and I have it right here in my favorites. So I just click here, Bollinger Band, and I already have it, so it's right here. And also you just need to add the RSI, same thing, indicator, you type RSI, and it will be right here, Relative Strength Index. So what it does, the strategy does, it need 2 signals. The first one, it's when the price touch the lower band right here, and to enter a position, it also need to have the RSI below 31 in my case, or 30 if you leave it by default. So if we look right here, it touched the band, but right here the RSI is still too high, so it's waiting, and right here, boom, I'm below 30. It would enter a trade somewhere around here, and then we just set up our trailing stop loss, and we let it go so we can take a profit. So it will go on. And after a while, let's say we set up a take profit, let's say at 2.5 or 3%. Well, it would be somewhere probably around here. So that's the way Bollinger Band works. Now let's go back to the setting so I can show you what I did to make this work properly. So we select config, base config, and then I'll go quickly just so you see what has to be done. So doesn't matter. The buy, so market, maximum open time to buy, 4 minutes. Open position, so you select how many position you want to have open at a time. Percentage per coin, always make sure that here it says 1, so you can slide this to make it 1 here. Enable cooldown, I always put the cooldown. And since this one is on the 15 minute, actually this cooldown will be 30 minutes. So only after a buy, I have a cooldown of 30 minutes, and only 1 buy order per coin. Let's save this. All right, coin and amount. At this point, doesn't really matter. Try to choose coin that has a good volume or coin that you know of. But at this point, doesn't really matter. I did try a lot of different coin, and some work, some doesn't work. If you're not sure about some coin, you can try the back testing, see how it performs. Strategy. So I have my strategy right here. So make sure you put your proper strategy. So it will be the CH Bollinger plus the RSI swing. And this number of target, you can put 2 or 3 if you want here. So if it find more than 1 target at a time, how many you would like your bot to buy at the same time. So you can just select right here. The stop buy, I do like to put it. I did realize that it does make a small difference. So put anything 0.2, 0.3% here. It's good enough. Sell setting. So I take my profit at 15%. That's just in case there would be a really spike. Like there would be a price increase very quickly. And if it would reach a 15%, well, it will sell right away to lock that profit. Order type market, maximum open time to sell, 4 minutes. Sell strategies, sell based on strategies, make sure that's disabled. Stop loss, I put mine at 15%. Trailing stop loss, so for this I put it at 2.8 to ARM, and then it won't go below 1.6. The reason it's lower compared to what we had on the marketplace, it's because we're using a 15-minute configuration. If you're going, let's say, with the 1 hour candle, you can increase that if you want to, or go what they're saying on the marketplace website. But personally, since we're using 15 minutes, I prefer to have this lower, so I'm locking my profit every time. And all the rest, you leave it the way it is, and the rest I don't use this. All right, so when you're done, just click save, and we can go now on the back testing and see how it's performing. So you just select a coin. So let's say I would like to try it with BCH, and then I load my existing configuration that we just did. So it will load all the setting. You can leave it the way it is. I prefer to disable the stop buy for the backtesting. I realize the backtesting go a little bit quicker, and I prefer to see the result without the stop buy. So once you're all done, click backtesting, and we'll wait. All right, so there we go. We have the results. So for BCH, with the exact setting that I just showed you, I get the maximum profit of 7.5%, and I have a success rate of 94%. So I have 37 sell, and I have 2 sell with a loss, which represent 5%, which is actually very good for BCH. Like if you can, usually anything below 20-25% loss, it's very good. So that strategy worked very, very good with BCH. Let's try another one. Let's go with DOT. Let's try this again. Make sure trailing stop loss, trailing stop buy is disabled, and let's start this. All right, so there we go. So 6.49% maximum profit and 100% successful sell. Wow, that was for DOT. Holy shit, that's pretty amazing. That's from end of February up to March 17. And all the sell was positive. Okay. This is the first time I'm seeing this, but anyway, that's pretty amazing. So 100% sell, but as you can see, it only did 34 in the whole month. So it's a lot less, but like for DOT, it would be 100% success, which is very good. And also, before I forgot, since that bot won't trade as often, for sure if you have like maybe a dozen or about 15 different coins available, well, each coin should be able to at least put you into a trade at least once or twice a day. If you have multiple coins. In that example, it would be only if you would have DOT available, while your bot would have been taking a maximum of 34 trade in the month. But if you have multiple coin, maybe you'll be able to get maybe 1, 2, or 3 trade per day. So what I would recommend you is under your config, base config, increase the amount right here under coin and amount. So the percentage of the amount, try to go maybe at least 40% of your total asset. So let's say you have $1,000. Well, try maybe to open up your trade at, let's say, $400 or $500. So if you only do 1 or 2 trade per day, well, at least you're making good profit, because if you have $1,000 available and you make one trade at $100, and on that one trade, let's say you do 1%, which represent $1. So $1 profit for a $1,000 asset, it's really not a lot. So at least if you could increase that, so once it enter a trade, you make more profit quicker that way. So let me show you on my dashboard what it looked like. I started that bot, that Bollinger Band bot 2 days ago. So as you can see, no, was it 2 days? No, it was yesterday, I believe, yesterday morning. So far in just about 24 hours, I'm at 1%, but this is why I'm only 1%, because if you see my trade at the beginning, well, actually I only have 3 trade so far with that bot. So the first one was for $18, and the second one and the third one was like $100 and $112. So yes, I was making good profit, but let's say on this one at $103, I was getting, see, I sold for 103 and I paid 99, so I did $4 on that trade because I was using a lower amount. So as you can see here, I increased a little bit. Now I'm 160. So when those one will close, the profit will be a little bit higher, and that was just for testing. Probably by later today or tomorrow I will change my settings, so it will take maybe at least 40% of my $1,000. So when it will enter a trade, instead of just trading $160, well, I'm gonna have $400, so I'll get 3% on that $400. So the percentage here will go a lot quicker. But if I show you my trade history, so I started this bot, never mind those one, that's all buy that I was just testing, but the first real one was a Theta right here. So it sold right here, and then I got a few buy here, but it was only in the last, I started on the 15, and today we are the 17. So as you can see, that's all the trade I have so far, but they're all positive and they're all good profit. So that strategy, it does work pretty good. And don't forget, guys, do back testing when you set up a bot, and if you want to see your settings are okay, just do a back testing. Let's say we go back to the other strategies that we talked about on the last video, the EMA on the 30 minutes. So if you, let's say I would like to do a back testing on this one just for the fun of it, and let's say we use BCH again, I'll load my settings. So that was the EMA on the 30 minute. I'll keep all the same setting that we talked about last week. I'll disable this, and let's do a back testing. All right, so there we go. So result for this one, 697%, 97 successful with 1 loss for this one. So actually BCH is quite a very good, it was very good actually for February, and as you can see, there was all the positive result. So let's do one last more with completely something different. Let's go with Neo. All right, so there we go. So this one, maximum profit 3.89%, so 78 successful sell with a 7 loss. That's still very good. So expect those loss. It will happen once in a while, but your average should always be a successful sell. So as we can see, there's a lot of sell, and probably, yeah, the percentage a little bit lower compared to the Bollinger Band that we just compared. So there's more profit, more trade, but the percentage, it's a little bit lower. And before I forgot, there was one setting that I did change in the strategies that I completely forgot from the last video. So if you're still using the EMA 30 minute, right here, there's a small thing that I changed. So let's go here on the EMA. So the setting that I put now, it's 816, just to make sure. Yeah, that's probably what you had before. And the other one is 18, 26, and 12. So that did change a little bit. So just make sure if you want to try it, you can use those number. But that's about it. All the rest, what I changed, I show it to you. So if we go back to my dashboard, so right now I still have to open positions. Yeah, as you can see, they've been open now for 10 hours. So it's a little bit slower, but the results are very good. So you'll get a couple trade per days, but be patient, it will be a little bit longer. So that's it for me. I hope you did enjoy this information. I hope you did learn something new today. And if you want to try it, give it a try. If you did like this video, I really appreciate if you would give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, well, please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any of my future video. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you very soon on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.